On today's episode of the Fumblerooski podcast, the NFL honors has come and gone. We take a look at who won awards, who didn't win awards. It's going to be fun to talk about this. Let's just say that. This is the Fumblerooski podcast.
It may not have always showed it in the stat sheet, but you can see him making throws when he needs to make the throws.
Back-to-back games where he has 3 touchdowns. Someone's got to get that 6 or 7 spot.
He's an elite wide receiver as a rookie.
Truly a lose-lose scenario for both sides.
Welcome to the Fumblerooski podcast by Power 88 Radio in Secret Weapon Consulting. We got CJ in the house with myself, Chris. Adam Tuck not with us today, as we are also recording quite late after the NFL honors. We also just recorded with Squawking Eagles with Mike and Miguel over there. Great guys. Be sure to check out that episode as we talk about the Super Bowl as well as recent Eagles news as well. So be sure to check that out. But NFL honors was Thursday night. And, you know, it was another award show that, of course, all eyes were on one award and one award only, the NFL MVP. It was down to Matthew Stafford and Drake May, and Matthew Stafford wins the AP NFL MVP by the closest voting margin since 2003, which is a very interesting year. You know why? Because that's when Peyton Manning and Steve McNair were co-MVP that season, which, by the way, both guys ended up losing to the Patriots that year. I need to chill on the Pats propaganda. We were just running Pats propaganda over there at Squawking Eagles, and we're going to do it on our Super Bowl special, which, by the way, Super Bowl special coming out tomorrow, Saturday at 8 a.m. So be on the lookout for that for everything the Super Bowl, our Super Bowl picks, prop bets, you name it. Talk more about that at the end of the show. But in terms of this MVP race, the votes ended up being Matthew Stafford, of course, in first place, 366 points, 24 first-place votes. Drake May, 361 points and 23 first-place votes. He was off by 5 points and 1 first-place vote. Whew. Oh, baby. I mean, talk about close. And like, it makes sense that this was the closest MVP race since 2003, because since then, like, a lot of these MVP races haven't been much of a debate outside of maybe like Brady Rodgers back in 22.
Or Alan Lamar last year.
And neither of those races and both of those MVP races were very tight as well. Very, very tight. And a lot of really good cases on both sides of the ball, no pun intended. But in this case, especially, it felt especially elevated, because you really had 2 really good cases to make for NFL MVP this season. And the vote showed that. Boy, that close to Drake May being MVP, huh, CJ? That close.
Yeah, insane. Like 1 first-place vote, man.
Yeah.
You know what's weird, though?
Yeah.
I'm not saying Drake May should have won it or not, but I will tell you what's weird is someone gave a first-place vote to Justin Herbert.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Justin Herbert got a first-place vote for MVP before he won a playoff game. Let that sink in.
Yeah. The other candidates, of course, McCaffrey, Josh Allen, and Trevor Lawrence. I think we talked about this already. Like, Trevor Lawrence, like, sneakily ended up being like a top 5 MVP candidate this season. And Christian McCaffrey also winning comeback player of the year this year. We'll talk about that later on as well. But obviously, you and I both think that Drake May should have been MVP. I think that's pretty cut and dry. I think that we both also didn't. What?
I said I can see both sides of this. I really can. As a Pats fan, like, I get it. I'm not mad. Especially because I kind of didn't want to risk the MVP curse as well. So, do with that what you will.
Exactly. And look, like, to say that Matthew Stafford isn't deserving of MVP, like, you may as well shoot me over that. Like, because that would not be a true statement. Matthew Stafford is extremely deserving of this MVP. And this is probably going to go down as one of the better QB seasons that we've ever seen. And it was, 1-yard touchdowns doesn't matter. At this point, who cares? At the end of the day, he threw for 46 touchdowns, which is insane.
Yeah. Another thing too, what I think need to think about is what this does for his legacy. The Super Bowl ring is one thing, but now with an MVP, this basically guarantees he's going to the Hall of Fame.
100%.
I, especially on this show, was very iffy about it. Like, the ring basically made me say, okay, maybe not first ballot. And honestly, I don't know if I still necessarily believe first ballot, but the MVP with that ring in LA and his numbers, he's going to the Hall of Fame. Like, it is official. This made him a Hall of Famer. Like I said, I don't think it's going to be first ballot, but he has locked himself up a spot in Canton a few years down the line whenever he retires.
Yeah.
Because I know he's going back next season, which he said that in his speech. Oh, hopefully we'll be in the Super Bowl next year. Or he didn't say that, but it was something like that. But yeah, I definitely think so.
I think another thing you have to think about too, like in terms of Matt Stafford, if he's going to be first ballot or not too, is like think about the amount of passing yards and passing touchdowns he's up there. Like right now he's 6th all time in passing yards, and he is currently 7th all time in passing touchdowns, which if he plays another year, he'll easily pass Phillip Rivers next season. And he it could have potentially passed Aaron Rodgers, like I said, depending how long he plays, potentially even Brett Favre and Peyton Manning too. I mean, there's a real chance that he could be top 5 all time in passing yards and passing touchdowns. I mean, and all those guys in that mix are all also first ballot Hall of Famers. So, and I don't even need to read the list because you know who's in that list.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That would just be my take on it at this point of Matt Stafford's career.
Yeah, he's definitely going to the Hall. Also just depends on who else is going to be in that class. However, what I will tell you, speaking of that, next year's Hall of Fame class, we are getting some really interesting people there. I don't know if you saw.
I did not.
Because like there was a post. Okay, first time eligibles for next year's Hall of Fame. Ready? This is from Adam Schefter. So there's always some people you look at it and say, come on now, ready? I'm just going to go down the list of people he named, and you tell me if they should or not, or if you're on the fence.
And this is for next year?
Yeah, next year, first time eligibles.
I think we did this this time last year, so let's do it.
Yep. Rob Gronkowski.
Oh, I feel like he has to be first ballot.
Yeah,
that's
if he's
that
not
maybe my
first
bias
ballot,
coming
then
in
just
because like
throw the building away. Like
you like he's debatably the greatest tight end of all time.
Yeah. Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe not first ballot, but he should go. Adrian Peterson.
Yes.
Yeah, honestly, it sucks how a lot of people our age where we were like in middle school, maybe a little younger, like we didn't really know like his prime. Because a lot of us just remember, weird Adrian Peterson on the Saints and the Cardinals and the Titans. But no. He got an MVP, right? He was an MVP. So come on.
He won MVP the year after he tore his ACL.
Exactly. Oh, and Richard Sherman is another one. I don't know how I feel about first ballot, but I think he will get it.
Yeah, like he would. Like, there's no denying he was the number 1 cornerback for like a couple years, but
3 or 4, yeah.
I feel like I'd have to be maybe convinced a little bit more about first ballot.
Yep. Cam Newton.
I was gonna say I could see Sherman being like year 2.
Yeah. Cam Newton. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I'm tilting no.
I'm tilting no too. It's tough because like Cam Newton was a freaking beast. Like the
He
passing
was,
numbers
but really
probably
outside of that one MVP season and his rookie year,
yeah.
I'm
And
just gonna leave it there. Like outside of that, I mean,
you could like outside of and sorry to say, like, yeah, his passing numbers weren't the greatest, but the playmaking ability that he had, like also still shows up on the stat sheet in at least the running ability.
yeah.
But yeah, no, not first ballot.
All right, this one is going to be a very touchy subject. Antonio Brown.
No.
You know what? I'm just going to rip the Band-Aid off right now. I don't care. I'm not afraid to get controversial. You all know that if you watch. I do not believe, given his antics off the field, given how he behaves, should he be in the Hall of Fame? The stats and the accolades and all that, they do not lie. Statistically on the field, yes, he should. But given everything surrounding him, I do not believe the NFL is going to let him in. I just don't think they will. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just saying I can't see the NFL really letting him in.
Which is unfortunate because, the
It
stretch
really
of
is.
like 2013 to 2018, he was disgusting.
Yeah.
Absolutely disgusting.
He was just a monster, man. And okay, this is a bit of an underrated one. Center Alex Mack.
No.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
It's
Okay, Andrew Whitworth. Low key, not first ballot, but I can see it.
I could see year 2.
Eric Weddle.
No.
No, me neither. Gerald McCoy, defensive tackle.
No.
Honestly, if he was on a better team, like if he was on like a bigger name, then maybe. But spending most of his career in Tampa, no.
Yeah,
That's just the suck part of it. And
probably
okay,
also have to look more
next.
at his stats.
All right, this is one where it's like, oh come on, Schefter, why'd you sneak him in there? He put in Le'Veon Bell. No, I'm sorry. I love Le'Veon's game, but no.
He's not a Hall of Famer, period.
Yeah, Joe Hayden, first ballot Hall of Very Good.
I could be convinced Hall of Fame.
Safety Malcolm Jenkins. I could kind of see it.
I could see it too. I'm maybe leaning no.
Guard Brandon Brooks.
I don't know enough to really make it a decision.
I don't know. We'll ask Mike from Squawking Eagles about it. Linebacker Dante Hightower.
I wish, but
as a Pats fan, it's kind of like an Edelman thing where like absolute beast in the postseason, but we'll see. I don't know. It's one of those things where I don't think he will, but if he does, you will not catch me complaining.
Yeah, like obviously we know Dante Hightower is like this beast linebacker and a huge leader of those Pats defenses that the second part of the Pats dynasty. And obviously he was a big component of the 28-3 comeback, forcing a fumble of Matt Ryan. He stopped Marshawn Lynch at the 1-yard line, which next play later was the Malcolm Butler interception, which a lot of people forget about that.
Yeah.
He's made a huge indent in NFL history that won't show up in the stat sheet of the greatest plays of all time. Like obviously, like tripping Marshawn Lynch and getting him down at the 1-yard line is one of the greatest plays of all time because of what happened afterward. But,
true. And there's one more. Linebacker Ryan Kerrigan. No, he was a beast, but nah. I will say though, I definitely think Adrian Peterson and Gronk should be first ballot Hall of Famers next year.
100%.
And if they're not, like both of them, AP and Gronk, then I don't know what to tell you.
Since we're on the topic of the Hall of Fame, we may as well talk about who's getting inducted this season. Drew Brees, Larry Fitzgerald, Luke Kuechly, Adam Vinatieri, and Roger Craig. Roger Craig, a guy that's been on the ballot for quite a little bit. And now this is at the point where everything's becoming nostalgic, and all these players I grew up watching are now getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. And like the crazier part too is like some of these guys, like they like just retired. Like
Yeah, or at least that's how it seems. Yeah.
Like they got in quick. Larry Fitzgerald, though, first ballot. Drew Brees, first ballot.
Yeah. These are all well-deserved as far as Hall of Famers go. And if you're listening, check out the graphic we made for it on Instagram. It's Fumblerooski_podcast. Go like it. A lot of people should. But yeah, this was, I know there's a lot of controversy surrounding this class. You know, Bill Belichick not getting in, Robert Kraft getting stonewalled for the umpteenth year. Eli Manning also not getting in. But this is still a very good class. You know, they're all deserving of it. Roger Craig, it's been past time. Breeze and Fitzgerald being first ballot was right. Vinatieri, greatest kicker ever, getting in, of course. The fact that on the Hall of Fame shirt he's probably going to go in as a Colt does not sit well with me, but I can't. That's not a choice I get to make.
Well,
and Kuechly getting his flowers was nice.
Why would you think that Adam Vinatieri would go in as a Colt?
He spent more years on the Colts. I think that's how it works.
Yeah, but more people know him.
Chris, it's about the shirts. It's not about how you remember it. It's about the shirts, Chris.
You know what? I don't care. I will always remember him as a Patriot.
No, man. It's about the shirts. Like, because look, I don't know if you've been to the Hall of Fame, but I have many times. It's wonderful. It's really nice. I highly, if you love football, I do highly recommend it. Just for all people. And they sell shirts. It's like the logo and like all the cool lettering, and on the back it's got like all the names of that. And I need more people on the shirt, damn it.
Okay, now I'm thinking.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, it's all about the shirt. When it comes to the Hall of Fame, it's all about the shirt. People must consider the shirt. Like, consider it. What about my shirt, Chris? What about my shirt? But yeah, I mean, Vinatieri, even on our graphic, I put him as a Pat just because, 3 of his 4 rings came from there. And all those Super Bowls really did rest on his legs. So yeah, I like him. I do. But also Larry Fitz getting in, like I said, perfect. Drew Brees, probably top 5 QB all time getting in. Craig, like I said, been past time. Kuechly, huge. So yeah. Honestly, all well deserved. I can't complain.
Fair enough. I was trying to search to see if I could find because randomly when you were like it depends on the shirt, this and that. And the quarterback that came to mind for me for some reason was Jim Plunkett, right? And I was like, is he in the Hall of Fame?
I doubt
but
it.
He's not. He's in the College Football Hall of Fame. I don't know why I thought he was in the Hall of Fame, because I was just like, well, he started with the Patriots and he spent most of his time with the Patriots, and then he went to the Raiders for a couple of years and won a ring. But anyways, yeah. So in terms of this year's Hall of Fame, I guess the other thing I would really point out is like Roger Craig, because he was inducted and Roger Craig's name was kind of thrown around a little bit because unfortunately involved with the Belichick Kraft scenario of not being inducted into the Hall of Fame. And one of the voters, I guess, was like, hey, I voted for Roger Craig because he had been on the ballot for a long time and figured it's time to get him in at this point. And unfortunately his name got thrown in like that. But I think like Roger Craig's still very, very deserving of being in the Hall of Fame. Very huge part of that 49er dynasty.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, well, you got Joe Montana and Jerry Rice in prime time and Charles Haley and all them. But Roger Craig gets so underrated, and it's really not right.
Yeah. Like, I feel you mentioned the Niners dynasty in the 80s, and you have to mention Roger Craig. And a lot of those other guys that were on those teams are already in the Hall of Fame. So there you have it. Luke Kuechly, I'm very glad that Luke Kuechly got in.
He deserved it.
Yeah. Stats don't show the type of football mind that he has or that he had. It's unbelievable. All right. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to get into some more awards, including Coach of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year, and Defensive Player of the Year. This is the Fumblerooski podcast.
It may not have always showed it in the stat sheet, but you can see him making throws when he needs to make the throws.
Back-to-back games where he has 3 touchdowns. Someone's got to get that 6 or 7 spot.
He's an elite wide receiver as a rookie.
Truly a lose-lose scenario for both sides.
All right, let's talk about Coach of the Year, won by Mike Vrabel. This was really up between obviously Mike Vrabel, Ben Johnson, Liam Cohen. Those were really the 3 top guys that
and Mike McDonald.
And Mike McDonald. And Kyle Shanahan too. He was also a nominee, but it was Mike Vrabel by a billion, and for good reason. I mean, it's the biggest turnaround for a team in NFL history. I think even outside of the Super Bowl, it was the biggest turnaround in NFL history.
Yeah, it was. And I see a lot of people in the comments saying things like, oh, all the other coaches were robbed. No, I'm sorry. Ben Johnson inherited a really stacked team. And the thing with the Bears, I don't thought the Bears were bad, but we did say they were the team that was a coach away. That's what we all said, is that the Bears were a coach away. He walked into a good situation. Liam Cohen, I'll definitely give credit for, but the Jags were a wonky team. I don't know if they'll be able to do it again next year. Shanahan would have absolutely deserved it. Basically, like I said, working some real necromancy on that Niners roster. And McDonald as well, but the Seahawks were solid last year. So I don't know. I just still think it's Vrabel, like you said, the biggest turnaround in NFL history. So, I mean, that's really what it has to be. And going to the Super Bowl, which I know it's a regular season award, but that is just Coach of the Year. And honestly, if you think differently, then you're just a hater, truthfully.
Yeah, and like you said, like all of those coaches, I mean, I'm talking like the newer coach. Mike McDaniel had been in year 2 at that point, or at this point. But in terms of like Cohen and Johnson, they had a good roster, just needed the right guy at the helm to lead them at that point. And Mike McDaniel had been building something since last year. So, yeah. Mike Vrabel, baby. I love him. Have you seen all the videos of him being like, yeah, I think I'm just going to cut off 6 inches?
Yeah, I did see that. That was so funny.
You dirty dog. You dirty dog, Mike. Speaking of Pats coaches, Josh McDaniel is winning Assistant Coach of the Year.
Look, I know the popular opinion here is Vance Joseph got robbed, but the Broncos' defense was good last year and it was good this year. For New England, you had a bottom 3 outfit on offense and you brought it into the top 10, maybe like the top 5. I don't know if they were like 5 or 6. That turnaround that fast without a true game-breaking wide receiver one, with no like real like elite weapons, outside of like Drake May. But like, you don't have someone like Bijan. You don't have a guy like Puka. You don't have anyone like that. Yeah, I'm sorry. That is Assistant Coach of the Year.
Yeah. And we ended up talking about it too for earlier when we were recording some content for socials. Patriots have one of the best third quarter scoring teams in the league too. Actually, they do have the best third quarter scoring football team. Just a random stat for you. You mentioned Vance Joseph, though. Vic Fangio, Brian Flores, Clint Kubiak also up there as well. And obviously Kubiak for good reason, too, considering he just got hired as head coach. So in terms of the players of the year, offensive player of the year went to Jackson Smith and Jigba. It's too bad Drewski didn't really know how to pronounce his name.
Wow. That's
massive fine. So yeah, JSN, Drake May, Chris McCaffrey, Puka Nacua, Bijan were the finalists. JSN won. I mean, you could make a great case for all those guys as well. I would have loved to also see Drake May as Offensive Player of the Year, but I mean, JSN was on the verge of potentially cracking 2,000 at one point, and undoubtedly the number one wide receiver in the league.
Yeah, absolutely. Once again, this was just well-deserved. JSN is the engine that makes the Seahawks offense go. It doesn't run through Darnold. It doesn't run through K9. It runs through JSN. He deserved it and more.
Yeah. This just came to mind. I just realized we were supposed to be doing this, but comparing what our predictions were from the beginning of the season.
Do you have your predictions, Chris? Like actually?
No, I
because I have mine. And
I'm a terrible person. Boy. I'm sorry. I'm a terrible person, man.
I'm just glad you didn't need me to tell you that. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Look, I'm a big Chris fan. If you watch the show, we're all big Chris fans. But I'll tell you right now, my MVP, because we talked about Stafford, I had Joe Burrow. My Offensive Player of the Year was Jamar Chase. Who else? What other position did we talk about? We talked about Coach of the Year. I did get that right. I did say it was going to be Mike Vrabel. I maybe it was the homerism in me, but I chose that. And yeah, spoiler alert, I did not get any of the others right.
Yeah. I think I had Lamar for MVP because I also had the Ravens going on the Super Bowl this year. I had either Vrabel or Ben Johnson for Coach of the Year. And I think I also had Jamar for Offensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year, Myles Garrett. I mean,
yeah, easy. I had Micah Parsons, and my only saving grace is that he was a distant second before he tore his ACL. Once again, heal up, man. You're gonna be good.
No, for real. Like, no Myles Garrett, no ACL tear. Micah Parsons was winning Defensive Player of the Year. That's for sure.
Yeah,
I think I had either TJ Watt or Myles Garrett winning Defensive Player of the Year preseason. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Ted McMillan.
I picked Genty. Look, I know that was the obvious one, like the shiny object, but can you blame me? I just didn't expect the Raiders' offensive line to be that putrid. I didn't. Sue me.
Yeah. I forget who I had as Rookie of the Year. Maybe it was Ted. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe I said Ibuka. Yeah, I think
Adam might have said Ibuka, honestly. I don't know.
Which crazy how far he fell off, but he was also in the running for Rookie of the Year. Jackson Dart, Trevion Henderson, and Tyler Shuck was in the running for it too.
Yeah, he played really well. He played solid this year. I'll give him that.
Especially down the stretch. I also just love how the intro highlights for the nomination Trevion Henderson was the highlights of all the big runs he broke out this year. Classic, guys. Classic. Way to really sell that he's not winning Offensive Rookie of the Year. Great job.
Yeah.
Defensive Rookie of the Year, Carson Schlesinger.
UCLA legend.
Yeah.
My pick was so stupid. See, look, I said it at the time. I didn't expect it to age well. Look, and this is on me. I tried to get cute. I said I didn't think it was going to be anyone in the first round. I thought long and hard about it. I chose the Ravens edge rusher Mike Green because he was supposed to be a first-round pick, even though I had my reservations about him, given some of the stuff that happened off the field. But this is why I shouldn't get cute with it. But then again, I probably wouldn't have called Schlesinger anyway. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
It was well-deserved by Schlesinger, too. The fact that he was on the Browns and overshadowed by Myles Garrett means a lot of people probably haven't heard of him. I mean, there was a concerning amount of people with a concerning lack of ball knowledge in the comments just going, who? Like when they when they announced who it was. It's like, good God, like turn on a game. How do
Yeah.
you not know ball like that? And for what it's worth, for those who don't know, Schlesinger played, there's 17 games in a year, of course. He played in 16, started all 16, had 156 tackles, 2.5 sacks as a pass coverage linebacker, 3 passes knocked away, and 2 interceptions.
Yeah. That's all you need to hear. I had Abdul Carter as my defensive rookie of the year preseason. I know that for sure. And I mean, he was good sometimes, but I think once like the news came out about him being a bit of a problem in the Giants facility, I think that kind of wrapped it up. But yeah, who'd you say you had preseason for that?
Mike Green on the Ravens.
Nice. Comeback player of the year, Christian McCaffrey. Well deserved. Well deserved. Other nominees for this was Stephon Diggs, Aiden Hutchinson, Trevor Lawrence, and Dak Prescott. But I mean, Christian McCaffrey was also nominated for, of course, MVP and Player of the Year, or Offense Player of the Year. So I think that tells you all you need to know about the type of season that McCaffrey had with the shit that he had to deal with last year as well.
Yeah. Definitely deserved it. I chose Aiden Hutchinson for mine. And to be fair, he did have, I think, like 14.5 sacks or something like that this year.
Yeah.
So he wasn't undeserving. It's just McCaffrey staying healthy is like, it's like seeing a unicorn, kind of. No shade to McCaffrey. He's a great guy and a great player.
Yeah.
But you kind of had to give it to him, considering the fact that the rest of the Niners team falls apart. Damn that substation. Get rid of the substation, guys. Come on.
For real.
It's worth a shot, even if scientists are iffy on it. Well, I'm sorry. Getting rid of the substation is worth a shot.
You have to. You just have to. Protector of the year went to Joe Tooney.
There's really no way to guess Protector of the year, man. There's really not. Well deserved though. He's a beast. Like when he retires, he is going to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. So there were actually 2 rookies of the year, the AP and the Pepsi NFL Rookie of the Year. The Pepsi NFL Rookie of the Year was Tyler Shuck.
What? Who let Pepsi decide anything?
I don't know. And the Walter Payton Man of the Year was Bobby Wagner.
Well deserved. If you watched it and talk about, the stroke awareness, stroke prevention, the story with his mom, it's really powerful stuff. He totally deserved it, Like if you know about the work that he does, it's truly amazing.
100%. Well deserved. I mean, it's Walter Payton Man of the Year. Like whoever wins it, like everyone's deserving of it because
like literally all the teams, like everyone they put out deserves it in some capacity, and there's really no like, well, who deserves it more? No, it's just they're all doing great work.
Yeah, I think there is one where I saw it was Blake Bortles on Part of My Take, and he's like, yeah, because he was up for Man of the Year or something like that, and he ended up losing. He's like, what? Feeding and giving water to the entirety of freaking Africa, and I can't win Walter Payton Man of the Year?
Dude, that's that's one of those things where you can't say it. Think it if you want, but you can't say it.
I think it was well after he retired, but
yeah, I mean, I know, but it's like, dude, that's come on. Why are you doing it for the award, bro? Why are you doing it for the award? I'm not saying he is, but it's like you can't say that.
Yeah, no. Well, that's all the scheduled content we have for you. I guess the only other thing that I have really on my mind is we didn't mention when we were talking about Tet, we didn't mention what he got into some hot water with earlier today.
Yeah, he said a very salty word on like a video game stream or something like that, and he apologized. That's where it starts and that's where it ends. Also, you know what? I got a bone to pick actually with the NFL honors. The woman who read off Coach of the Year, how do you screw up the pronunciation of Vrabel?
Yeah.
She said it's Mike Verbal. It's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Look, I don't know. Look, I don't want to come off as too harsh. Look, I'm sure it's a big moment. I feel like I'm being harsh. I don't want to like trash that, but verbal?
Yeah.
Verbal. Like it's not VER, it's V then you know what? It's fine. Like it's funny more than anything. Like I don't want to just pile on because a lot of people were doing that. And that's not who we are here. It caught me off guard. It did get a chuckle out of me.
Yeah. I mean, the honors in general just felt like a mess. Like they were using Madden clips as actual clips at one for highlights and whatnot.
That was very weird.
You mentioned the Coach Verbal thing.
The Drewski incident. That's as far as we'll go there.
Talked about that. And fake crowd noise was getting pumped in.
Good God. Maybe it's not the Pro Bowl that's just the problem. Maybe it's this.
Maybe it's everything. Maybe it's everything.
What is happening? Like the rot is real and the rot consumes.
Yeah.
And look, there is a cultural rot there that I think is going on, with the NFL honors, like the NFL in general. I mean, like the product on the field is good, but it's the everything else, like the sizzle to the product on the field steak is it's a little lacking. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I'm just the messenger though. Yeah. I definitely think that they need. Look, I like John Hamm, but I feel like they need a new host for next year. Or I know they're going to get a new host, but I feel like we need something
they're going to
better.
get one anyways.
You know who I want? Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, let's get Chappelle up. Why not?
Come on, would that not be funny?
Yeah, it'd be great.
It's coming from somebody who has seen Dave Chappelle live. I am 100% comfortable putting my stamp of approval on that and saying he's very funny.
Yeah.
Do it, NFL. Do it. We must.
Send it. Yeah. I guess the other thing I was going to talk about from the Ted McMillan video in general was just how funny it was in general. Because, like, everyone gets hyped up, right, when you're playing video games. Not, like, for me, not to the point where I'm saying a slur, of course. But CJ might think otherwise. But
I wasn't going to say it. I was so close to saying something to the effect of, oh, I doubt it. But no, you wouldn't do that. I don't think any of us on the show would.
No. But anyways, and so, I get the emotion of feeling hyped, but it's just the reaction of, like, he says the N-word, and it's the reaction of the girl, and she's like, wait, is he black?
Yeah, this is one of those things where it's like I heard about it and I just said, well, I don't have a horse in this race. So
I'm not going to
do
be
a
the one
Homer
to say
Simpson backwards into the bushes. Like, okay, dude, this ain't my place to comment on it. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll let someone else decide that one. I mean, it's been quite a quick show. I guess we'll spend another 5 minutes real quick to talk about things that I'm now getting mad about in terms of the Drake May, Matthew Stafford MVP vote.
Dude, let it go.
Well, you mentioned,
as a Pats fan, do you want the MVP curse? No, you do not.
Well, I'm just saying that, like, so Steve Peralt tweeted this, or actually, pardon me, this is a different tweet. Chris Brockman tweeted this. It's clinically insane that a vote for Ken Anderson cost Belichick the Hall of Fame and a vote for Justin Herbert cost Drake May MVP. I'm surprised we never thought about that until now. Never mind the Ken Anderson vote and Belichick, but the Herbert vote could have gone to Drake May. We would have seen our first co-MVP since 2003. Imagine that.
Coming from a Pats fan, I really don't know how I feel about co-MVP.
No?
I don't like it.
I mean, I don't know. If it comes down to it, like, yeah, that's how it gets voted. Like, it's how I mean, think about 2003. Like, McNair, Peyton Manning were having all-time years. Manning, of course, more than ever. But, like, you get to a point where you really can't decide, and you get a tie.
Yeah, I mean, like I hear you, I understand it, but I still don't like it.
Fair enough. All right. That's all the scheduled content that we have for you today. Super Bowl special coming out tomorrow at 8 a.m. We're going to be talking about Super Bowl prop bets, including Gatorade, coin toss, you name it. Going to be doing anytime touchdowns as well, and taking predictions on who's going to score. And, of course, our Super Bowl game picks. Maybe we're also going to do a draft for it as well. We're going to do the draft. That's right.
Yeah, okay, you know it. I can't wait.
I can't wait for that as well. I'm very
That was
excited.
fun last year.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see how we draft out the Patriots. That's gonna be fun.
Absolutely.
See if Drake May gets drafted.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll have to wait.
Wait till Sunday. You'll find out. But yeah, it should be a good one. And of course, mention it as well. Check out Squawking Eagles in their most recent episode that just came out as well, where we talk more Super Bowl stuff on top of that, and talk Eagle stuff on their side as well.
Also, for what it's worth, do check out Costich as well. We're going to be pumping out some promotional stuff for them in the coming days, so definitely keep your eyes peeled for that. Go bet. Just throw a buck or two on it. What's the worst that could happen?
It's a Super Bowl. Everyone's going to be
responsibly, though. Bet responsibly. We're not legally responsible for anything, even though Costich is pretty cool. You should definitely check it out. I mean, just download the app. Poke around. You can bet on anything. If you don't like sports, you can bet on elections. You can bet on the weather. You can bet on songs.
Can you actually bet
on literally anything with Costich? God bless Costich, honestly.
Never mind that. Just keeping it to the sports realm, you can find a lot more like cooler bets or just different bets to pick from or hammer compared to like DraftKings or FanDuel or Fanatics. Like they have it all. So yeah, be sure to check that out. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that great jazz. And be sure to tune in for the Super Bowl special, like I said, tomorrow at 8 a.m. And then after that, the Super Bowl recap on Tuesday, also at 8 a.m. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we also have all our episodes available on Spotify, Spreaker, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, Google Podcast, and so much more. Be sure to follow our Instagram, Fumblerooski_podcast, to keep up with the pod and the latest coverage on the NFL, and where you'll see all that content as well in terms of best bets to take for Super Bowl 60. Otherwise, he's CJ Medeiros. I'm Chris Costich. We'll see you on Saturday. Over and out.